are back with Anya. Anya, say your last name.
SviRSkaYa.
SviRSkaYa. So where are you from?
From Donetsk, Ukraine.
Ah.
But I'm not Ukrainian, I'm Russian. It's complicated.
So what do you think of the Olympics?
I'm actually pretty sad that I missed it because I'm a teacher, so when it started at 9, I was in my classroom doing circle time.
Ah, well, you can watch it on, I'm sure,
Yeah,
some
later
other
on.
things now in this day and age. So, do you think it's going to be safe?
I hope so, but you never know.
Yeah, just like life, right? Just like you don't know anything, right? Exactly. So, what brought you to New York?
Well, growing up, we faced a lot of anti-Semitism, so my parents, they wanted a better life for my older brother and mine.
Good for them. So you moved here.
Right. We moved here in '92. We got political asylum, and then in the early 2000s, we became citizens.
Great, that's amazing. Good for you. Wow. So your parents did a really, and are they happy, loving it, missing it
Well,
too?
my mom is a little bit because of the fact that we don't really have much relatives here.
Right.
Most of our immediate family is scattered. My maternal grandparents, her parents, they had passed away, so it's just only us, the immediate family. And you know, when you have holidays with your family,
Right.
it's in the Russian culture, it's a whole big feast. Everybody comes, and our New Year's table is pretty small.
Right, right, right. Wow. Do you remember it over there? Are you guys allowed to go there?
We haven't been back since we moved,
Yeah.
and honestly, because of the fact that
Political asylum.
my relatives are not alive,
Yeah.
the only reason for me to go back is just to visit the grave of my grandmother.
Aw.
And other than that, because it took us so long to become citizens, so I'd rather see the countries that I haven't had the time to go back to.
Right, and now you're doing photography?
Yes.
How'd you fall into photography?
Well, my father and my grandfather, they were photographers.
Ah.
My father's studio was in my bedroom. When I was
Really?
growing up, yeah.
Wow.
That's Bobby Liebling of Pentagram.
Wow. So what made you get into, do you just follow like the music that you love?
Well, you know, originally I started when I was in high school, and I just would photograph anything. But
Right.
as I got older, obviously my interest went into music, so I wanted to photograph those artists that I grew up listening to.
Good for you. Wow. So how do you meet the artists, or do you just go find them?
Well, I work for a website called nationalrockreview.com, and my editors, they were actually a team of various photographers throughout the States.
Yeah.
So we have full artistic freedom to contact press, and with the intention that it will be posted on the website. And we do writing, we do reviews, we do everything.
And your favorite music is?
Obviously,
Metal.
metal,
Yeah.
power metal, folk metal.
What's folk
What's
metal?
folk metal?
Folk
Yeah.
metal, it's in
I
the,
can't keep up with each other.
Okay,
I'm
Right.
sorry.
These are great
in
pictures.
the Scandinavian countries,
Uh-huh.
they combine the Viking culture into metal, so you'll hear a lot of ethnic instruments and lyrics of relating to.
What kind of instruments?
Yeah,
go with
what's an
this?
ethnic instrument?
Well,
Like horns?
You'll see the hurdy-gurdy. It's kind of like sort of like a violin
Yeah.
that you hold.
Hurdy-gurdy, man. I never knew that was about an instrument.
And also violin, fiddles,
cello.
yeah, flutes.
Very cool.
Wow. So
That sounds
that would
great.
be considered.
I'm gonna check out folk metal now.
Yeah, like think of a song like a Celtic song,
If-
and they'll throw in some metal riffs. There's even country metal.
What's a band that would be folk metal?
Well, the band that did it for me was a band out of Finland called Korpiklani, which means
Korpiklani.
Men of the Forest. And
And they're from where? Finland?
Finland. The majority of those bands are from Finland,
Yeah.
Sweden,
Norway.
Norway, yeah.
Those countries
I
where
love,
it's
I'm
cold.
Irish, so my family's from Ireland. I love Irish music, I love metal too, so I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, look at that. So how long have you been doing this? You said since high school, but like how long have you been really,
For the last 3 years.
and has it changed your life?
Oh yeah, I've had wonderful opportunities to meet the bands that I like. And for me, I try not to get starstruck because you don't want to be like
Yeah.
considered like a groupie, especially if
Yeah.
you're a female. So I try to kind of become professional. But if it's an artist that I
Can't help it.
can help it, I get shy. I turn red. So.
Oh, that's so cute. So what bands are you really dreaming of shooting?
Glenn Danzig, but that will never happen.
You never know.
Oh.
That might happen.
We
Yeah.
need to know some people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, mother chick. You hear that? Yeah, we know people that know Glenn.
Totally.
I hope so. I went to several of his shows, and I've noticed that as of late, there aren't really that many recent photos of him live, and whenever I see him play, I always have that photographer's eye as to what I can do. And the things that I have seen, I mean, you know, not to say that my photos are, but
Are the shit.
Right, well,
They
I hope so,
are.
but,
Of course they are. These are
I know that
amazing.
things that I have seen of him that could be better.
You capture
so I hope
emotions, I feel
Yeah.
like. It's really
Well,
nice.
well, I know you came here a couple weeks ago with
Tired Wings.
Tired Wings, and you shot a lot of pictures of the show, and they were amazing
Thank you.
photographs. She's definitely
Yeah.
got the knack. You do.
You know, for me, when you're a teacher, you try to have your students capture those small moments, make their own discoveries, and grow from there. So I try to do the same thing in my photography, catch that moment where the musician is having with his instrument or with the audience.
Okay, and how do you know that that's the moment? Like when you take like 50 pictures, how many do you usually get out ratio-wise?
And about a night, I can take close to 800 photos.
Yeah,
But for me, you know, I try not to be redundant.
yes.
And
How do you know which is the one?
the one that's not as noisy, the one that is clear, and if there's something significant happens. So for me, if it's a musician holding his guitar and he's looking down at his guitar, that's usually the photo that I would take too. Or if any member of the band is looking out at the audience, pointing that, you know, that kind of thing.
My
Right.
roommate's a rock and roll photographer, and he just gets it. And I'm always like, how did you do that? And he's like, I don't know. Sometimes like, I just felt it.
Yeah.
It
he
becomes
really-
easier with
He
practice,
becomes
I
one
think.
with them, and I see him focused, and it's almost kind of scary the way he's looking at them. But he's not stalking them, he's just getting.
Right,
Yeah, so.
the vibe.
Yeah.
For me also, because I grew up listening to this music and I obviously saw
Yeah.
these artists before I took their photos, so I kind of know what to look for.
Yeah.
There's, and
It's a feeling.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, so what is your website?
I don't have a website yet, but if you need to check out my work, you can look me up on National Rock Review, and also in the past I did something with nextmosh.com, so you can check
What's
me out.
that?
Nextmosh.com.
So you've been in a few moshes? Like
I
the
try not to
photographer
be,
pit?
but you know, some venues they don't have a photo pit for photographers,
Yeah.
so it's kind of fun for your life.
Yeah, has anything bad ever happened?
Cameras are expensive.
Oh yeah, I get really protective
Yeah.
as opposed to kind of watching out for my own body. If I see somebody coming at my lens, I'll
Yeah.
cuddle it. I would say at the 2 months ago, I went to see a band out of Russia, folk metal band called Okona. When I was done with my 3 first photos, I went to my friends because I knew there was this one song that they were going to play where everybody dances and we jump in the air and then there's a little pit. And I was not careful, that I was pushed right in, and obviously when you're in a photo pit, they don't care. So I was stuck.
Aww. So it is National Nutella Day.
Uh-oh, I know what's coming.
Yeah, exactly. So if you know what's coming, did you prepare for a skeleton from
Ooh,
your
he's in a weird
closet?
position.
Because you look so wholesome and sweet, like you're on the verge of crying almost every second. You seem so sensitive and nervous.
What sign are you?
Yeah.
I'm an Aquarius.
It will lighten you right up. This is a Nutella drink that Erin made that is ridiculously
Be careful.
delicious. And then we have just
Nostrovia.
real Nutella that you can just dig right into. So your call, and what is the skeleton you're going to share with us today?
This is a little lame. When I was in the 8th grade, I was suspended for not wearing socks.
Good for you. Wow. Oh, wait. What kind of school did you go to?
I went to a religious Jewish school for a school.
Oh, and you had to wear socks?
That was part of it because
Did you know that you were going to be suspended? Were you doing it on purpose?
It's not that, it was actually 5 other people from my class.
Oh, so
We
you all
knew,
did it?
But it's, again, it's...
Did you all
You did
get
like a Pussy Riot act.
Yeah, that's what
Together,
it
we're doing
sounds
this
like.
together.
Yeah.
There's 5 of us, and you know, it's 95 degrees, and you're asking us to wear socks and, you know, wear collars. We understand.
95.
It was,
No,
by
it
the
was
summertime.
Oh.
Yeah.
It can be hot. So you all rebelled?
Yeah, collectively, and then I had to call my mother to come get me, and I had to ask her to bring extra pair of socks for me and my friends.
Well, why? So you could stay at school?
They told us if we had to stay to wait for our parents, we had to have them,
When you left the building?
we had to be in socks. So my mother, she lived the closest to the school, so my mother brought like 5 pairs.
Oh my gosh, wow, what kind of Nutella do you want?
I'm actually gonna take this because I am a little sick and I don't wanna get,
Oh,
Take a
that's very
stick.
kind of you. You're so nice.
try to be.
You are. So, where do you want to post your work besides like Rolling Stone, of course?
That's the goal.
Yeah, of course.
Ultimate Press.
I
see
also
Ultimate
write,
Press.
so, and I'm slowly getting into doing more writing.
Like reviews?
Concert reviews. My goal is to actually do interviews
Right?
in conjunction to my photography.
Nice.
But we'll see. Right now I'm on a little break because of the fact that I'm a teacher, so FebReWaRy has been all about parent-teacher conferences, evaluations, and
And you work with little ones, right?
4-year-olds.
Aw, just like me. I do too. I know. Isn't that funny? I know. But they're the best. They're so innocent and honest.
Exactly.
I know. They'll tell you like whatever. Whatever.
And then they'll tell their parents.
Oh, have they
After
told
yeah.
anything interesting?
I had one student tell me that she wants to dye her hair, and she has gorgeous long blonde hair, wavy. So I told her, you know, you have beautiful hair, you're gonna grow up, it's gonna stay the same, don't do anything to it. She went and told her mom, Miss Anna said not to dye my hair, and her mother ended up thanking me. But
Aww.
it's a little thing, you can tell them no, you can tell them what you don't like, they will repeat.
Yeah.
And they will go and tell their parents, and obviously their parents know better. So
Yeah.
they're not gonna say, but you do have to be a little careful.
Once one of my favorite 4-year-old stories is I do sing along with little kids. So one class was all going around, they're all like exotic, amazing, gorgeous children right now, right? This was in the West Village. Each kid was like, oh, I'm half Chinese and half Dutch. Another one is like, I'm half Spanish, Mexican, and half Canadian. And then this other girl says, I'm half French and half foolish. And I was like, foolish? Where? She's like, yeah, my dad said he's foolish. I know. It was the cutest thing I ever heard. I know. So then they mean it. I know. Her father was foolish. I know. I just thought that was just the funniest thing I ever heard. It's so cute. So, you're on Facebook, obviously. Do you post your pictures? You have the Flickr, right?
Right, I do post my pictures.
However,
However,
great. Yeah.
I have a little bit of an album that I did with past photography. Also, I have another one called Photography, Not Live Music, because I think that with live photography, it's a little one-sided because I think anybody could take a great photo regardless of what kind of camera they use.
Yeah.
And to take a photo of a still object or a moving object, there's a lot more thought that goes into it.
Of course, it's like drawing a portrait, like in an abstract art. Those people know how to draw portraits.
And I love traveling, so I have albums of things I saw in my various travels.
Nice. So, would you like to push a button?
Sure.
I know. There's some funny ones here. So, Anya, thank you so much for
Thank you for having
visiting.
me.
Spasiba.
Пожалуйста.
Thank you. All right, we'll be back. We got more. Yeah. Anya!